Now on WWAY at 11, a roller coaster election night. We have all the political coverage you need. Thanks for joining us tonight. For your news at 11, I'm Chris Phillips.
And I'm Khaki Cadlett. On a hotly contested election night, there's one issue that everyone's been talking about.
Here's how the numbers came in. This is a major race across our area. It is the big race for Congressional Amendment number 1. Defining marriage in North Carolina is decided 61% to 39%, with 93% of the polls reporting. You can see clearly Amendment 1 has passed. This drove a lot of people to the polls. It's a major issue across the state, and it's been a major issue for a lot of people around here. Now, reactions were varied at the New Hanover County Government Center. WWAY's Katie Harden was there when voters found out the results, and she's live now with more. Katie?
Chris, while some voters were overjoyed by the results, others were very disappointed and say they've never been more disappointed in the state of North Carolina. As the votes came in, reactions from voters varied. Those who voted for Amendment 1 say they couldn't be happier that North Carolina joins other states in banning gay marriage.
I voted for the amendment. I'm happy that it passed. I figured it would pass. I think it's a victory for North Carolina families, and I'm just happy that it passed.
Supporters agree, though, that the state may now face legal battles because of the decision. Opponents to the amendment say the new addition to the state's constitution sets North Carolina back and is a disgrace to mankind.
I think it's awful. I think it's a shame that our state can be branded with something like that.
Now that the highly anticipated and very controversial amendment has passed, it will be written into the state's constitution under Section 16, entitled Miscellaneous. Live in Wilmington, Katie Harden, WWAY News Channel 3. Chris and Khaki.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Well, one of the closest races of the night is for the GOP ticket in the U.S. House District 7. Now, that race is still up in the air. Here's how the numbers have come in. David Rouser with 48% of the votes, and Lario Pantano 45%. The battle between Pantano and Rouser has been heated from the beginning, with both trying to move on with hopes of unseating incumbent Mike McIntyre. WWAY's Asha DeVay is live in Wilmington with more. Asha.
Khaki, I'm here at Fox and Hound. This is the rally for Lario Pantano. Of course, he's standing here with me right now. It's been very close. We've had cheers, we've had tears, a little bit of everything here. You got here just a little while ago, and you still have a very positive attitude. How are you feeling right now?
It's been an exciting night. I think that everyone here is committed to the fact that we've run a great campaign and that this has been about advancing a conservative cause that's bigger than all of us. Everyone was very invested in the Pantano for Congress campaign, but the truth is we're going to work very hard to support the victor, whoever that is. David has committed his support to me. I've committed my support to him. So whoever wins tonight, we're going to have a conservative representing us from southeastern North Carolina.
And what do you think? I mean, it's been close. How have your emotions been watching the results come in tonight?
It's been pretty wild. There have been times when we've been up. There's been times when David Rouser has been up. As it stands right now, we've won about 8 counties. David Rouser's won about 4 counties, but it's a question of turnout and who is able to get how much of a vote in each, and that's still being nailed down and finalized. So we'll see what the final result is. Looks like we're about a percentage point apart. It's exciting. The truth of the matter is we have the greatest political process in the world, and we're going to live by those results.
Well, you'll be here all night. We'll be here all night, of course. We'll have full resorts for you coming up. Khaki, back to you.
All eyes on this race. Well, we spoke with David Rouser just a bit ago about his reaction to this very tight race.
Well, we anticipated that it would be very, very close. When we started out this race, we were down significantly and have come roaring back here in the last 3.5, 4 weeks. We anticipated it would be a very close race, but have also felt that momentum was on our side. And so we'll see how things play out.
And we will certainly keep you updated on the numbers in that race. Moving on to the U.S. House District 3 for the Republican side. Walter Jones, 70%. Frank Palumbo, 30%.
On the governor's side, a bipartisan race here looking like this. The governor's numbers coming in a little bit one-sided here on one side and a pretty good race on the other. The Democratic side right now, Walter Dalton starting to draw out a lead. 94% of precincts reporting, 46% so far of the popular vote on the Democrat side for Walter Dalton. Bob Etheridge at 38%, Bill Faison and some of the others, Gardenia Henley, Gary Dunn and Bruce Blackman trailing. Right now, Walter Dalton ahead in that one and is getting very well into this one. That's one side. On the other side, the Republican side, not so much of a race there. A one-horse race with Pat McCrory, the former mayor of Charlotte, with more than 80% of the race. The other participants, Paul Wright, Scott Jones, Jim McMahon, barely getting up to 10%. 94% reporting on that one for right now.
3 slots were open for the GOP ticket in the race for New Hanover County Commission. Now here's how the numbers came in. Woody White, 25%. Derek Hickey, 19%. Beth Dawson, she's right at 18%. And Jason Thompson at 17%. Obviously a very, very tight race there. Talk of a runoff election has been swirling about this race tonight. WWAY's Katie Harden joins us live at the Government Center with more. Katie.
Khaki, as you said, it's been a close race all night, and people have been on the edge of their seats waiting for the different precincts to come in. Right now, I'm here with Beth Dawson, who, as the numbers stand right now, and what we've been told by New Hanover Board of Elections, has taken the 3rd seat. Beth, how does it feel to have taken that seat?
Well, it's been a long night and we've worked hard all day. It's very exciting, and I'm quite honored and humbled to have received the vote of confidence from so many voters and citizens here in New Hanover County. I'm quite confident that they have confidence in my leadership and commitment to serve them, and that's what it's all about. And I'm very pleased, and I want to thank everyone so much for their vote of confidence.
Now, as the numbers add up right now, you have unseated Jason Thompson. What do you do now?
Well, we'll get to work on mobilizing our campaign for the fall. I'm real excited. We had a lot of good support from our volunteers and grassroots efforts, and we'll get back to work on planning for the long run in November.
All right.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Live in Wilmington, Katie Harden, WWAY News Channel 3. Chris and Khaki.
All right, another close race there. On the Democratic side of the race for New Hanover County Commission, here's how the numbers came in tonight. Jonathan Barfield, 35%. He is the incumbent there. Robert Zappel, 29%. Robert C. Murray, 22%, and that is for 3 seats there. WWAY's Marcy Cuevas is with the candidates now and joins us live. Marcy.
Khaki, 3 of those 4 candidates are relative newcomers to the political arena. Now, the top vote getter was incumbent Jonathan Barfield, followed closely by newcomer Rob Zappel. Now, just a few minutes ago, we spoke with both of them about the outcome of tonight's election.
I was hoping that the citizens in our county would have the confidence in me to vote me back in and let me go on to the next step, which is the general election in November. I felt like I've done a lot of work in our community. I've been there, I've been involved in the issues, I've listened to what citizens have had to say, and I'm just very thankful that they voted thus far to keep me where I am right now.
People are ready for a change, and that's how I'm interpreting it. But I also feel that the people have supported me in the different nonprofits at Thalian Hall and WHQR Public Radio, and serving on the board of directors of those, that where we reach across both aisles, Democrat, Republican, Independents, and come together to solve big problems. I'm a consensus builder. I like to tackle big problems and work with people of the best people that I can find, and we come together and then work towards a common goal.
I spoke with Robert Murray earlier. He said he's very happy with the turnout, but he plans to hit the campaign trail a little harder as he prepares for November. Stephen Vosnak did not return my call. Reporting live in Wilmington, Marcy Cuevas, WWAY News Channel 3.
Marcy, thank you very much. New Hanover County Board of Education will offer 3 seats up for grabs in November. Right now, 3 nominations on each side. New Hanover County Board of Education Republican side, Lisa Estep, a parent of 5 children and an accountant, is in the lead right now with 26%. Tammy Coville, also a parent of 4 children, runs a small business with 22%, and with 100% reporting, Jeanette Nichols at 19%. She is the incumbent. On the Democratic side, it looks like this, stacking up for school board. On the Democratic side, Elizabeth Redenbaugh, 31%. Karen Clay Beatty, 28%. Emma Saunders, 27%. Once again, 3 of those get the nomination. Erica Fester also came in with 14% in 4th. 4 Democrats are vying for 3 slots in the race for New Hanover County Board of Education.
Feels wonderful. I mean, I'm just so excited to be one step closer to being able to serve our children and our community for another 4 years. It's a great privilege and it's a great honor, and it's something I feel very passionate about, so I'm thrilled to death.
On the Republican side in the District 3 race for Brunswick County Commission, here's how the numbers came in tonight. 50% goes to Pat Sykes. Joe Agavino, that's 33% for him. The incumbent Charles Warren, 9%. Wantana Frink, also at 9%. WWAY's Marissa Jassic caught up with Sykes and Agavino after results came in tonight.
All my poll workers, my family, my friends all coming together to support me, and it just fell in place. It was really good today, and I've had good help, and everybody wanted me to win.
I would like to congratulate Ms. Pat Sykes for running a great race. You know, she put a lot of effort in, and it was an honorable race between us, and she worked hard, and I congratulate her for it. Tomorrow morning, I will begin working for her to make sure she's going to be elected in November, although she's running, you know, unopposed at this stage of the game. So she is actually our commissioner-elect.
Brunswick County's District 5 commissioner race went to Republican Frank Williams. That seat was held by longtime Commissioner Bill Sue. WWAY's Marissa Jassic also caught up with Williams following his 67% victory over Don Yalsey.
Well, it's been a long campaign. I've enjoyed getting out and getting to travel the county and meet people all over the county. It's certainly a hard-earned victory. I've had a lot of supporters that have helped me, and it's not a one-person show. It's been a great team effort. And the most gratifying thing to me has been meeting people all over the county and going to every corner of what I think is a great county, and now we've got to keep it that way. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to actually getting some sleep the next few days, and then I'm looking ahead to November, starting in about a week. And I'm excited and humbled, and I thank Don Yalsey for his willingness to run. This is a grueling process. He's been a total gentleman throughout. I thank him for his willingness to serve, and I've enjoyed getting to know him.
In the race for North Carolina House District 16 on the Republican side, a big win here for Chris Mills with 65%. Timothy Thomas and Jeff Howell are trailing. North Carolina House District 18, as you can see, with 100% in. It looks like Susie Hamilton, the incumbent, back again, 70%, gets the nod for the Democratic side there on North Carolina House District 18.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Wizzardo, joined by my team of political experts, Chad Adams from the Big Talker FM and Dr. Earl Sheridan, Wilmington Mayor Pro Tem, as well as a political science professor at UNCW. Well, gentlemen, let's get to what may be the big upset of the night, and that is the 7th District House race. David Rouser eking it out against Laurie Pantano. What does this say for the party so far, Chad?
I think Rouser had a lot more money, a lot more power to go at the media and get mailers and things like that. I think it also shows a lot of credit to Pantano's campaign, so it's underfunded relative to Rouser, and yet still neck and neck the entire time and set the tone for the race that almost prevailed for him.
Dr. Sheridan, he'll go up against Mike McIntyre in November, who is the longtime incumbent and has quite the war chest. Does David Rouser have a chance against Mike McIntyre?
I think he does have a chance. The district's been redrawn. It's a different than it had been before, and he seems to have a lot of enthusiasm. A lot of enthusiasm been generated about this primary campaign, and again, with that redrawn district, he probably does have a chance.
A not so close race tonight was the constitutional amendment defining marriage in North Carolina. Were you surprised at all by this?
No, I saw it coming down the track. I mean, the polls were kind of showing that it was going to win, and they held true. I wasn't really surprised.
What about you, Chad?
I think the dynamic of looking at the urban counties versus the more rural county, the metro versus the rural counties, and seeing those metro pockets where it did fail in the Mecklenburg area, the Wake, the RTP, Chapel Hill, Orange County, Chatham area, up in Buncombe County, here in this county, New Hanover County, very close, and it just shows, past 20 years, a lot of power in those metro counties, but on this one, not enough to overcome the rural vote.
The New Hanover County Commission race on the Republican side, this is a bit of a surprise. Jason Thompson was the incumbent in this race, got in the 11th hour because he felt he needed to be in it. He is out as far as the numbers go right now. What happened here for Jason Thompson?
This is an interesting dynamic. I think Thompson is someone who is very clear on where he stands, sometimes even if it's in opposition to the base of the party. And I think in this election it was who, I don't know. I mean, looking at this one, it's going to be interesting to see that Beth Dawson did very well. She was able to capitalize, get the woman vote, get a woman perspective, because there isn't one on the New Hanover County Commission. And looking at what Derek Hickey did, looking at Woody White and the amount of money Woody White put into it, and I think it's just the way it fell this time.
To say things have been a little tense between the county commission and the city council of late may be an understatement. How does the dynamic change now? You have Thompson ostensibly gone, Ted Davis gone, and probably, or maybe I should say, Rick Catlin gone. How will that change things for the relationship, do you think?
Well, it'll be, to a large degree, a new crew there. We'll have to wait and see what difference that makes as far as the dynamic is concerned.
You will have a couple of familiar faces. Brian Berger is still on, and Jonathan Barfield, the top vote getter tonight in the Democratic race for county commission. These numbers, I don't think, surprise many people.
No, when you look at these, Zappel got out, Barfield got out there. Barfield, very high name recognition. And so what's going to very much be interesting in the fall is when all of these 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans go head-to-head. That's what's going to be the true test, and we'll find out what happens. And you could theoretically have 4 new commissioners on the Board of Commissioners here.
A race you may want to call who will face Pat McCrory in November. The Democratic race for governor really came down to 2 men, former Congressman Bob Etheridge, Lieutenant Governor Walter Dalton. Walter Dalton won. Let's say the name 1,000 times because everybody knows it. Was that really key to this, that name recognition?
I think it was part of the reason, and of course Walter Dalton had won statewide office before. I think that was a help for him, and I think those were some of the things that allowed him to win in this race.
The question yesterday to Dalton and Etheridge was, now you have no money, and Pat McCrory's sitting on a pile of it. What's going to happen? Does he have a chance to really overcome that? He says the issues will overcome that.
This is the exact position Republicans often found themselves in for the past 20, 40, 60 years in this state. So it's nothing new. It's just the business community has shifted into McCrory's camp right now, and that's where they see the train going. It's going to be a very difficult race for Walter Dalton, and I don't think anyone would disagree with it.
Very quickly, the Brunswick County Commission District 3 race, that was Charles Warren's district. He finished with about 9% of the vote, I believe. Surprised by anybody?
No. It's been a long time of bad publicity for him, and so I'm not surprised.
And the easy winner in that, Pat Sykes, who kind of brought him down. Gentlemen, thank you. Earl Sheridan and Chad Adams, we appreciate it. We'll be right back after a break.
Well, the closest race of the night has just been neck and neck, back and forth all night long, and it directly affects a lot of people right here in this area. It has been called David Rouser over Ilario Pantano for the GOP ticket in the U.S. House District 7. Now, this is for the right to face Mike McIntyre in November. Once again, David Rouser has been called as the winner in this race.
And like you said, been a very tight race all night long. WWAY's Asha DeVay joins us live with more. She's been camping out with the candidates all night. Asha.
That's right, Khaki and Chris. I've been here at Fox and Hound here in Wilmington all night. We've been camping out with Ilario Pantano's rally, and he's actually just left the party. Although the AP has already declared Rouser the winner, Ilario does not feel confident that the full results are in. He's not confident in that result yet, so he's actually refusing to speak with us, although he's got a lot of love for the people that are here. He has repeatedly said he loves them, is very thankful for their support, not showing much love to the media right now. He has refused to speak with us, although the AP has declared Rouser the winner. It's been a very tense situation here all night. Ilario started out on top when those votes started coming out, but as the percentages grew farther and farther apart, and obviously Rouser has now been declared the winner, so it's been a very sad situation. Cheers have turned to tears. Back to you.
All right, Asha, thank you for that update.